Two-time Super Bowl champion, that's Malcolm Jenkins, joined protests in Philadelphia after the death of George Floyd at the hands of police. In an emotional social media post, the Saints player spoke out against teammate Drew Brees after he criticized those who kneeled during the national anthem. Brees has since apologized. Here's a look at what Malcolm had to say the other day.
I'm disappointed. I'm hurt. Because while the world tells you that you're not worthy, that your life doesn't matter, the last place you want to hear from are the guys that you go to war with and that you consider to be allies and to be your friends.
Boy, Malcolm Jenkins used to play for the Philadelphia Eagles and is the founder of Listen Up Media. He joins us now from Philadelphia. Malcolm, it is so good to see you. And I want to just hit that tape for just a second because I really appreciated your tears that day. It's not just I, a lot of people do, because most men, certainly men as such as yourself, big and strong, two-time Super Bowl winners, don't show that kind of vulnerability. But clearly it was important to you. And I think it touched people in a way, and I think people heard your words in a way that they hadn't before. What are your thoughts now about that day and looking back at the reaction?
Yeah, I look back and I'm glad that I chose to post that video. I recorded that video before, and Drew actually reached out to me before I could post it, and we had that same conversation. The same things I said in the video, I said to Drew Brees. But I thought that it was important that our country understand, the pain that Black people have been dealing with and that Black people carry around. I think we're in that moment where we need truth before we can have reconciliation. And that was an opportunity for me to share my truth, not only to Drew Brees, but to, everybody who's watching.
Well, Roger Goodell apparently was one of the people who was watching, and he has since reversed his position, saying the NFL hasn't gotten it right. Is that enough? What do his words mean to you now?
I still don't think they've gotten it right until they apologize specifically to Colin Kaepernick or sign him to a team. I don't think that they will end up on the right side of history. At the end of the day, they have listened to their players. They've donated money. They've created an Inspire Change platform. They've tried to do things up until this point. It's been one player in particular that they have not, or that they've ignored and have not acknowledged, and that's Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah, was that the big elephant in the room, that Colin Kaepernick wasn't mentioned in Roger Goodell's statement?
I think so. Yeah, that's the only thing that people want to hear. If it's not going to correct that or acknowledge that, then everything else, doesn't need to be said.
What are the chances that you think that Colin Kaepernick will be playing in the NFL? The NFL can say, look, we offered him an opportunity to be on a team. What are the chances now that you think that will happen?
I don't know. I can't speculate to that, but I think the first step is just acknowledging, one, his contribution to all of the issues that we see going on now and all of the demonstrations that we see. And that's the biggest thing. Just acknowledge it and apologize.
Do you think more NFL players, Malcolm, will begin to kneel at the football games during the anthem?
I'm sure there are guys that are more motivated than ever to get involved, whether that's through protest or through advocacy, their own charities. I think there's definitely going to be a larger participation from athletes just in social activity in general. Now, if that translates into kneeling or protesting during the anthem, all those things, I think that's yet to be seen.
Yeah, but Malcolm, there's still people that don't get it, that are still saying that people are disrespecting the flag and the anthem. What are your words to make them understand what this is truly about?
Well, honestly, if at this point in time in 2020 people don't understand what the protest is about, then they are blatantly trying to ignore it. So I try not to waste my time talking about the anthem or thing, because it's a distraction from the actual issues that are plaguing our Black and brown communities, the things that we need to get fixed.
Yeah. Fair enough. Totally get that. You were protesting in Philadelphia over the weekend. What kind of police reform would you like to see?
Well, I think the biggest thing that we want to see is the defunding from the police, and people have need to understand what that means. It doesn't mean that we eradicate police, completely. It means that in a city like Philadelphia, which is the poorest large city in the country, you're dealing with the effects of COVID-19. And the financial effects of that, and there's in our society, you've got schools that have 10 million. You have 10 million kids going to schools with police officers in them and no social workers. 3 million that got police in their schools and no nurses. 6 million with police in their schools but no psychologists. Yet we want to invest in putting more police on the streets, and over-policing, as we know, does not make our community safer. So we'd rather see that money go into programs that help with entrepreneurship, that help with our schooling, that help with Black people who've been disproportionately affected by COVID, and those things that we know help our community members that need to climb out of poverty, and those things help deal with public safety.
All right, Malcolm Jenkins, the world is watching. Your words make a difference. Thank you, sir, for your time this morning. We'll be right back. You're watching CBS This Morning. Malcolm cheering you on.